onto the curbs. The rear end steps! The rear end has stepped out. I saw my car going sideways. We're off the track. There's contact with another driver. And yeah, this is an automatic safety car. Automatic safety car. The car goes. So we need to wait for all the drivers to come past. Who did we make contact with? Yes. Oh, we made contact with Sean Galale.
Oh. Strategy. Come in this lap. Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an
Welcome back for the final event of the weekend, the sprint race. Here, the top 8 from yesterday's feature race are reversed to make up the grid below us, and in just a few minutes, those drivers will be hurtling down into turn 1. Someone who no doubt has had their fair share of experience in the rain is the 2012 GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. Davide, how do you deal with the rain out on the track?
Well, Alex, when rain's involved, it's important to keep your cool. All it takes is a tiny bit of contact with a wet curb and you lose control. If you panic, it's all over. We're certainly in for some excitement today, that's for sure.
Hello guys, Turbocharged 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. We're back on the F2 2020 career mode after yesterday's fantastic feature race. We're back for the sprint race. And what the hell is it with me and wet weather? It's wet again. Monaco and the wet was bad enough. Why does it keep raining? For Pete's sakes. But it's a sprint race. The top 8 have been reversed. We're starting from P8 after we won yesterday's feature race. By the way, spoiler alert. So if you haven't checked out that video, go check it out yesterday. Still a very spicy one. Some epic overtakes. But it's time for the F2 sprint race. You guys know it's a quicker intro. We don't do the warm-up lap again. It's just too much time for the video. That hype is in the feature race video. So P8 on the grid, right behind Jack Aitken and Robert Schwartzman. And we've actually got Yuki Tsunoda and Luca Giotto behind us, and they are strong in the wet weather, so we have to keep our wits about us. But it's time for the sprint race. Only 100 kilometers, 22 laps if I'm not mistaken, but let's go. 5 red lights, and it's go for the F2 sprint race in the wet weather. It's gonna be a slippy one. Schumacher on the front row with Louis Delatraz. Schumacher goes defensive towards the inside of the corner. Delatraz defends beautifully, but he actually leaves the door open for Sean Galale. There's contact in the first corner. We go through here, and I think Delatraz has defended from Galale, but it's downhill. Remember, no DRS in the wet, even though it's the first lap, not the point. But side by side for Galale and Delatraz, and if my video can just stop lagging, it's gonna get itself ready very, very soon. There we go. And Delatraz defends up the inside. They've got Christian Lundgaard right behind them in that ART. Down the hill, who's going to get the superior grip? It looks like it's Galale. Down the hill, it's very wet, guys. You can see there's no dry line. The spray is everywhere. And me sitting in cockpit view, that's not very fun. Not the point. Into the downhill hairpin. Delatraz on the inside, Galale on the outside. Lundgaard snooping in the back, as well as... Is that Aitken? How the hell is he in P5 already? Oh my word. Let's go back to our POV for our start, guys. There was definitely contact in the first corner. Please don't tell me we were involved. We actually get a very good launch here. We go side by side with Aitken. Schwartzman defends up the inside. I decide to not go 3 wide. Oh, I do. Look up the inside. Who is that? That has to be Marcus Armstrong. Nobody got spun there. How on earth did he make it through that corner? I'm not going to complain because now I've got a clean line and nobody's pressurizing me from behind, so I'm happy. Up the hill, you can see there's a battling behind us as we look off of the back of our rear wing. Here we go. Oh, a little bit late onto the brakes. I have to take avoiding action there to not absolutely yeet Guan Yu Zhou into a new dimension. But we go around the outside. How the hell did we do that? Okay, we got the move done. So I think that's what, P6 now for us. So let's try and find our way back to the front on the brakes here. And you guys can see I'm a lot more confident in the sprint race than I was in qualifying. For some other reason, I don't know why. Why the hell did Joe go for a dive there? Oh, that was contact. Luckily, nobody has damage there. But Schumacher leads the way for this race. Unlike yesterday, there's no safety car. It was dry yesterday. It's wet today. This does not make sense to me. Not the point. Schumacher is actually starting to break away from Delatraz. We all know Schumacher is an absolute beast in the wet weather, clearly taking towards his dad, who was an absolute wet weather master. Through the final corner, much slower than yesterday. Schumacher is on the verge of crossing the line to finish off the first lap as the leader of the sprint race. Through the final corner, here we go. Schumacher leads the way from Louis Delatraz in P2, Sean Gelael P3, with Christian Lundgaard in P4, Jack Aitken P5, and myself P6. And we jump on to lap 3. No, this is lap 2, sorry, the middle of lap 2. And down the hill, you guys see I'm close to Aitken. And like I said, my confidence in the wet was a lot more than in qualifying. And up the inside, that was, oh my word, that is freaking hair width of contact there. But Aitken gets us back, clearly misjudging my braking point. But we are back down to P6, but I'm a little bit too hasty. I think I need to calm down a bit because I can end my race in the blink of an eye. So let's just keep it calm. There's still a long way to go. We can get these moves done when we are. And you guys can see I do my straight line move through these next two corners, and we are right behind the British driver. Here we go into the corner. Will we go for a dive up the inside? Yes, we do. Slow and steady into the corner. We get the car turned. Aitken tries to come back up our inside, but this is a single file corner. Through we go, and we are up into P5, now chasing after Christian Lundgaard in his ART machine. Over the line, it's 9/10 towards Lundgaard, and I just need to keep an eye behind me for Mr. Aitken. We go towards the end of lap 3, and guys, Mick Schumacher is pitting from the lead of the Grand Prix. Well, from the lead of the race, sorry. F2 is not a Grand Prix. From the lead of the race. Why? And he's followed by, is that Lundgaard? No, that's Delatraz. That's the man in P2. Why are they pitting? I've got no cooking clue. I'm honest with you guys, I do not know why they're pitting. It's lap 3. The track is still soaking wet. They can't go on to slicks. Are they going on to a second set of wets, maybe? Because clearly there's some sort of problem for these guys. They're going on to wets again, but I am confused beyond compare. Why? Mazepin is also in. Okay, I'm just going to leave this. That's 2 positions for myself, so I'm up into P3 now. So I'm happy. Here we go. On the back of Christian Lundgaard into this next section. Oh my, great googly moogly. That was close to his rear diffuser. Calm it down, Turbo. You're going to end your race sooner than you want. Here we go. Through the final corner, we are right behind Christian Lundgaard up the hill. Once again, I remind you guys, no DRS because it's wet. Up the hill, we do not have the straight line speed. But this is where my higher downforce setup is coming in clutch right there, because I can brake later and I've got much more grip through the corners. That's P2 on the road. Let's chase after Sean Gelael. I think it's the first time this season Sean Gelael is actually leading a race. So well done to Sean. Lundgaard actually tries to come back at me up the hill as Aitken is also sniffing our goods from behind. But we defend up the inside. Beautiful defensive move there. And we are solidly in P2 now. We go on to lap 8. And as you guys can see, I've got purple lap. I've got fastest lap. So I'm clearly the quickest driver on the track. Will we go fastest again? Yes, we do.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Thank you for pointing out the obvious, Jeff. Right behind Sean Gelael, you guys can see I'm really putting him under pressure, but I just can't get alongside him because I've got higher downforce. But into the braking zone, he defends the inside for the downhill hairpin. Around the outside, I'm too late onto the brakes, and that is me going wide. So Gelael defends beautifully there. He really caught me off guard there. I did not think he was going to defend the inside. So kudos to Sean Gelael. Up the hill again, we are on board with Christian Lundgaard, who's got a front row seat for this battle for the lead, and he can also go for it. We go up the inside of the hairpin. It's a very tight corner. Gelael goes for the switchback, side by side coming out of the corner, and I think Lundgaard is just like, where can I make a move? Where can I make a move? Somebody retired on the side of the road there, on the left-hand side if you are a keen-eyed viewer. Here we go down the hill. We defend the inside now. Look at Lundgaard! Mr. Lundgaard going for the lunge. A little bit of alliteration there. Up the hill. He's even pressurizing me. Where's this place coming from? Lundgaard, Fusser, you are not doing that to me today. No. And as you guys can see, the track is drying out. So these wet weather tires are starting to grain something enormously. Through this next corner, it's just under Steer City. We go onto the grass. It's side by side with Lundgaard through this next section. I do not want to do this. Okay, let's just get him into the lead. We can try and move the next lap. Gelael, what are you doing? Aitken and Gelael side by side. This is not the 2 wide corner, it's single file. Oh, guys, this is a crash waiting to happen. We are all just going for gold here. But yeah, in changing conditions like this, literally Jeff told me the sun is going to be out in like 5 minutes. And this track is going to be bone dry within 10 laps. Not even, with about 8-7 laps. So we're really going to have to be very keen on our tire choice. You guys can see it's no longer raining. And the dry line is getting more and more visible every single lap. So we need to be very, very careful here. Towards the hairpin, yeah, the other problem is tires that overheat. The wets do not like overheating, but still, through the hairpin, down the hill, as if they say DRS is enabled now, I might just burst out in tears because the track is not ready. Here we go, down the hill. Will we go up the inside? It's very late onto the brakes. There's got to be contact. Okay, a little bit dirty, but no damage. So just make it as if you didn't see that. It's okay. But you guys can see I'm going offline to cool my tires down because they're overheating. Yeah, beyond compare. My tire walls were literally glowing orange on my temperature gauge. I was literally going into panic mode. Through the final corner, we've got the lead back now. Through the final corner, onto the curbs. The rear end steps! The rear end has stepped out. I saw my car going sideways. We're off the track. There's contact with another driver. And yeah, this is an automatic safety car. Automatic safety car. The car goes, so we need to wait for all the drivers to come past. Who did we make contact with? Yes. Oh, we made contact with Sean Galale.
The strategy. Come in this lap. Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Guys, I said there was going to be a crash and I basically jinxed myself. Luca Giotto's out of the race. I mean, what happened to Giotto? He's also got a 10-second penalty for some other reason. I've got no front steering. Yeah, I already said box this lap. Look, guys, oh my word. Giotto's out of the session. We made contact with Galale. Is he not out? Let's have a replay of this, guys. Through the final corner, I go onto the curb, but my tires the temperatures are through the roof. The rear end steps, and as I try to control it, I accidentally go back out onto the track. Galale hits me. And where's Giotto in all this? I do not see why he's out. Did his car fail or was he part of this crash? On board with Sean Galale. You guys see, Lundgaard is so lucky to avoid me. Galale hits me, he goes back on track, and that's where he hits Giotto. And somebody hits him from behind. That's Yuki Tsunoda. He hits Giotto. Oh, okay, that is stupid. He hits Giotto a second time. That's why Giotto is out. So, yeah, that safety car is out. And the track is dry. So it's gonna be mayhem in the pit lane with cars double stacking with F2 having slower pit stops. This is gonna be terrible. Guys, I'm making peace with it. I'm gonna be last without a shadow of a doubt. But remember, qualifying was wet. We've got a brand spanking new set of super soft tires. So let's risk it for the chocolate biscuit and just go onto the super softs. I know these guys are gonna put onto softs because I do not think the super softs will make it to the end. I know if I drive good enough, I can get those super softs to the end. I'm going to have the last 3 laps. I'm going to have no grip, but that's okay. My teammate is in ahead of me, and now it's sitting here for days. This feels like an absolute age to sit in this lane. Why are the mechanics not moving? Come on, boys. Okay, today would be good. Thank you very much. Finally, we're into the lane. I'm going to have a front wing replacement, so the rear jackman is going to need to help with the tires because the original rear jackman has to help with the front wing. Oh my great goodness. Luckily, there's a safety car. Otherwise, I probably would have been lapped. So thank you, safety car, for saving my bacon. Finally, out of the pit lane after a 10-year pit stop. We are out of the... Oh, there's still debris on the track.
Stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Okay, there's still debris on the track, so that's going to be something to keep in mind because the marshals didn't clear the debris. But we're on brand spanking new super soft tires. And let's quickly run through the top 10 as we are behind the safety car and everything has calmed down for a bit. So Christian Lundgaard leads the way from Guan Yu Zhou in P2. There's a lapped car in between them. Jack Aitken is P3. How the hell is my teammate P4? PK is P5. Nisani is in P... Lacey P7. Guys, these are all the cars that started from the back of the grid. How the hell are they in the top 10? I do... Trust me, once again, if you guys remember back to, I can't remember which race it was, but I also made a terrible mistake, and Dragovic came from last place to win the race. So Dragovic doing just what Dragovic does best, just waiting for the safety car and then he pounces. Even though he held me up for like 10 years in the pit lane, but that is my fault, not his. Here we go, the safety car is in at the end of this lap. Lundgaard will lead the way from Delatraz is the lap car from Joe. So Lundgaard's got this race in the bag because these other drivers are going to have to clear the blue flagged car. Lundgaard has been gifted the race win, thanks to me being stupid and the frickin' lapped car. Well, that's a little nice and dandy. But just back to green flag running. Guys, remember, only the top 8 get points for the sprint race. That is my goal. Let's just try and get P8 to get a point. After that terrible mistake, I'm lucky that I'm not out of the race. So let's try and fight for this final part of the race. We are actually ahead of Tictum. We are not lost. What is happening in this race? We go for a double dive up the inside of Sato and Armstrong. That's 2 positions in 1. That is a good start. We are now right behind Aitken's teammate Samaya. I'm not going to try and pronounce his first name because I can't. Here we go. There's the lap car getting out of the way. Delatraz, what are you doing? Okay, we go up the inside of Samaya, but Delatraz is he's a mobile chicane. Get out of the way. Thank you. We are behind. How the hell are we already P13? Okay, that is all nice. But we are now behind the Japanese man, Yuki Tsunoda. And ahead of him is the man who made the dive bomb man McGee in the first race, Artem Markelov.
Green flag, we're racing again.
Thank you very much. If Delatraz caught the second safety car, I would have raged, just so by the way. Here we go, through the final 2 corners. Oh, it's so nice to be on slicks again. Those wet tires are terrible on these F2 cars. A little bit of track limits there, you didn't see anything. Right behind Yuki Tsunoda, and I think DRS will be activated the next lap, thank goodness. Up the inside of the Japanese driver, that is superior grip in F2 cars, and it's best. There we go. Now we need to chase after Artem Markelov. Hopefully we can get back within 1 second before... Oh, Tsunoda! That was a bit of a block. Just a little teeny wincy block. But hopefully we can get back within 1 second before DRS gets activated at the start of the next lap, because without DRS I'm going to be useless. So down the hill we are... Sean Galale, after being in that crash, is still in P10. Well done to Galale. We go towards the end of that lap and you guys can see I'm right behind Artem Markelov. Right behind him, we go to the outside line to take the esports line around the outside of the first corner. Beautiful move around the outside of Markelov as we now chase after Sean Galale, who I do want to apologize to because that was a little bit of a silly mistake from me. But nobody is perfect, everybody makes mistakes. Here we go. This time we're up to the inside line of the first corner. We are now into the top 10, but it's still not points. We've got Callum Eilert and Pedro Piquet in our way for points today. Here we go. Once again, Eilert started literally in last place and he's in P9. How are these guys doing this? The pit stops were just so insane. I couldn't keep track. Here we go, down the hill. DRS is open. And once again, we're going to have the superior grip. So he goes for the outside. We go for the inside. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy up the inside of the actual 2020 championship rival to Mick Schumacher. And that is P9. 1 place to go. And I thought it was PK. It is not. It is Schwartzman. How are you still in P8? Actually, compared to the other ones of us who actually started where you started, you are doing much better than we are. Up the hill, actually, what is it with Schwartzman this weekend and just leaving the door wide open? He did the same in the feature race. He just left the outside open for me. But okay, drag race towards the next corner. He's definitely quicker than me. We go right back into his slipstream. Where will we go? Outside, inside, outside, inside. He blocks the inside. Let's go towards the outside. Esports line. Beautiful around the outside. Will we get the grip out coming out of the corner? Yes, we do. And that is officially 1 point for us here in the sprint race that we ruined for ourselves. Through the final quarter, as we actually... This race has flown by. Lundgaard is starting the final lap. And he's long gone. Look, he's got like an 8-second gap to show. How? No worries. Final lap starts. We are right behind Markelov. Can we get more points than just a singular one? Maybe 3 points. No. Sprint race points for the fastest lap is only 1 point, not 2. Sorry. Mixing up F1 and F2 here. Here we go. Down, up the hill for the final time of this weekend. as we head towards our next round. Guys, I can't believe this championship is nearly over. These videos have been so much fun to make. Up the inside, that's not Markelov, that's a Lacey. That's Giuliano Lacey, that's P7. Can we get one more position on Roy Nassani? Here we go. Schwartzman is pressurizing a Lacey. I can't speak today. Is pressurizing a Lacey on the final lap, but a Lacey blocks for the final point. And we are trying to get close to Nassani, but it doesn't seem like it's working. Lundgaard for the final time through the second sector as he starts the final sector. Basically, he's been the driver of the day because he's kept his head out of trouble and just bolted. So, well done to Christian Lundgaard. I think that's his third win of the season, if I'm not mistaken. ART are going to be very happy for their battle for P2 in the team's championship. Lundgaard rounds the final quarter to take the win here for the sprint race in Austria. Beautiful drive from Christian Lundgaard. The Chinese driver Guan Yu will be P2 and Jack Aitken P3. We come home still in a fantastic P7.
Brilliant stuff from ART today. What a superb victory. And I have to wonder, Davide Valsecchi, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The safety car made a big difference today, there's no doubt about that. I can be certain, but it would have been a very different race and probably podium 2 without it. What I do know is that they came out of that situation in a favorable position. The safety car really does alter the balance of the race.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Pedro Piquet. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
There will be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you'll join us at the next race when Formula 2 returns.
We will definitely be joining you, you beautiful commentators. Guys, the results... It started peeing again with rain, clearly, because look at the background. But Christian Lundgaard takes the win. We actually get an extra... No, it is 2 points for fastest lap. I was not stupid, so we banked 4 points. The feature race results, obviously you guys already saw this, but still just to refresh your beautiful brain. And guys, still, even though the sprint race could have gone a lot better, it wasn't too bad. We recovered to P7 after literally being second to last of the remaining drivers. So I am proud of myself. There was a good recovery. The results points over the weekend, we are second overall. Jack Aitken gets a full 34 points for his championship tally, even though it's not going to matter because we've already won the championship. We get 29. Lundgaard gets 25. That's a very good weekend from Lundgaard. Zhou 24 and Schwartzman gets 15 points. My teammate Dragovic, how did he get P4? 8 points for him in P4 for the sprint race. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful from Felipe Dragovic. Now let's look at the Drivers' Championship standings. We lead the way by 230 points over Jack Aitken in P2, but the battle for P2 is very, very juicy between Aitken, Schwartzman, and Armstrong. I don't think Armstrong is going to catch up, guys. I think it's basically going to be between Schwartzman and Aitken, but I'm very curious to see who is going to end up in P2 for the Drivers' Championship. And now as we're pretty soon going to go towards the Team's Championship, there we go. It's a battle for P2 between ART and Prema. So ART at this stage are doing better, 222 points behind us, but they're on 224, and Prema only on 208. So with all the points available in an F2 weekend, unlike an F1, that battle is still wide open for P2 in the Team's Championship. So it's going to be interesting to see. But guys, once again, that has been another fabulous 5-star action-packed F2 weekend. Now, before you click off, once again, I see your finger on that mouse or on your screen, your thumb going for that back button. Don't click it. Guys, please, for this one, I think a like is deserved. drop a like down below on the video. It's only going to take you a nifty 2 seconds to get a like on this video, and I highly appreciate it. Thank you very much. While you're down there, go check out the links in the description down below, specifically my second YouTube channel, iiTzAssassins Watch Gaming. Some spicy content coming that way, most definitely. Please check out Falcon Gaming South Africa, my South African gaming clan, growing the South African gaming scene and doing a lot of very good work for the gaming scene. Guys, we're releasing a social media for content creators like myself, part of Falcon Gaming, releasing pretty soon. That link will be added as soon as that page is out. And finally, guys, check out my links for my social media. Share this video with your friends. Tag me in the post or the story, and I will give you a shout out on my social media as well as in a future video. And finally, before you go, guys, I don't know if when you were kids, right? But when my parents showed me a red button and they told me not to press it, I was that little son of a gun that went and pressed the button. It was usually the panic button in our house, not the point. The subscribe button is red. Click it. It's very tempting and it's satisfying. And it's like a bomb. Click the bell and you set the bomb to go off. Make sure you select all to never miss a future video here on TurboFox Racers. It's gonna be nice and juicy. I mean, we've got podcasts, we've got Need for Speed, we've got Wreckfest, we've got F2, we've got F1, and pretty soon a new game coming to the channel as well. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But guys, that has been this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. It's gonna be a good one. Only 4 rounds left in this championship, round 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we've got 8 races left to go, and I think the battle for P2 and the drivers and the teams championship is going to be juicy between ART and Prema and Schwartzman and Aitken. It's going to be a good one, and I'm just so satisfied with this weekend, even though tires were a much bigger problem than I thought they were. But we survived, and we still got a win for the feature race, and that is one of my proudest drives ever. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next video. Cheers!